This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Well, joining us today is Colin Patterson, the CEO of Bluebird Merchant Ventures, following an update from the company's gold projects. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Colin. How are you doing, first of all?
I'm doing well, thank you very much. A bit cold in Sydney at the moment. Looking forward to getting back to Korea.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about Korea. Of course, that is the crux of the update that was out the other day. So there's been some delays, but despite these delays, we've discussed before with the temporary mountain use permits for Kochang, you've indicated that you've got a fair bit of confidence that this is going to be resolved soon. So what indicators or factors boost your confidence, and how do you see the timeline for this project moving forward?
Well, as you're aware, we have lawyers in Seoul, Korea, and they have spent hours on end going through all the requirements, and they believe that we have met every requirement, and that they've covered it in the submissions. As you know, the initial submission was an 800-page or nearly 800-page document. So seriously, we have covered every possible angle, and they are quietly confident that we have covered all the necessary points. And it's just a matter of the legal process to confirm that we have ticked all the boxes. And that's exactly what we're going through at the moment. It's an independent legal audit that's conducted by a group that has the authority to basically say, look, all the boxes have been ticked, or they could come back and say, you've missed one or two boxes. We don't think we have. And if we have ticked all the boxes, theoretically, the LGU, the local government unit in the Kochang area, need to provide us or grant us the permit. So because we've ticked all the boxes, we remain confident.
Okay. So, of course, that is Kochang. You've, of course, got the other gold project as well, Gubong, also in South Korea. Why have you decided to pursue a sort of a joint venture model here, or a partnership model for this project? I know you do this approach in the Philippines with Batangas, and that's possibly because people know that doing business in the Philippines can be fraught with difficulties. But you say you've seen a lot of success with that model in the Philippines. So why have you decided to go this route with Gubong, having seen some of the questions that are coming from the authorities there?
Well, as you said, the one in Batangas here in the Philippines is going well, and that's because the guys have the cultural understanding, the political know-how and connections, and things happen. And clearly, that's what we needed in Korea. With the Kochang one, I don't know if you recall in previous interviews, we always said Kochang was the test case and Gubong was the company maker. And if we were going to make any errors or some mistakes, let it rather be at Kochang and make sure we get the Gubong one right. Well, we've learned that there's more politics at local level than there is anywhere else. So that was the lesson we learned there. And from that lesson, we've decided we need to have more representation in Korea that basically speak Korean and know the culture and have had success in Korea. And for that reason, we believe that the partnership that we have will help us navigate through the community groups and the LGU.
Okay. Is it possible to provide any further details on the potential for the local, any details on the potential local partner for Gubong? Like, what specific expertise or resources do they bring that will complement Bluebird's efforts?
Well, yeah, so the Korean partner is a very successful Korean businessman who's exceptionally well connected. we believe, or he believes, and we obviously have to go along with his advice because he is the guy that has to make it happen, that we need to keep a low profile while we go through this process and not bring attention to the fact that he and his team are in there, and just basically work behind the scenes and get things done quietly and achieve the granting of the permit. So, yeah, I think once the permits have been granted, we'll be able to tell a lot more about who he is and why we are very, very happy to have him on board.
Okay. Well, I know you are very enthusiastic about the South Korean projects there, but of course, this issue with the temporary mounting use permits for Kochang, and then of course the partnership you're pursuing at Gubong, there does, I guess, remain a considerable amount of uncertainty to the prospect of progress on both projects, despite the enthusiasm that you have for both of them. And of course, the scoping study giving the potential projects, I think it was a post NPV of $181 million US. Very nice. But of course, we've got to get through these hurdles in order to get to that point. So why should shareholders remain invested in the company, given the risks and not having the privilege, I suppose, of seeing both of the projects through your eyes and with your enthusiasm?
Yeah, I get that, and I totally understand why there would be uncertainty. And however, the share price has fallen quite a lot, as you know. Therefore, I would say that the risk to reward ratio is way in favor of the investor now. And you ask the question, why should they stay there? Well, it's the same reason why I haven't sold a single share, because I really believe that there's huge upside on three, not one, not two, three robust mining projects, one in the Philippines and two in Korea, any one of which could make the company successful. So, yeah, if you're a gambling man, you look at what's the upside, what are the odds of one of them coming through. I'm as a gambling man, I'd be happy, but as you said, I've got a little bit of inside information because I've been on the ground. I know the projects. I know what we can do with them, and therefore, I believe, certainly myself, I would not sell a single share at this point. If anything,
okay,
if I had some spare cash, I'd be in there buying now.
Right. Okay. Well, just a final thought, Colin. Once these temporary mountain use permits are granted, does that really open the way to crack on with both projects? And are you confident that will happen in the near term?
Near term, good question. With governments, how long is a piece of string? Twice as long as half of it, I guess. But certainly, when we get the Kochang one, that's in and at it. Okay. Gubong, as you know, we need to do a bit of dewatering.
Yeah.
And again, if we get both, I guess we'll go back to our old strategy and let's do Kochang first and get it right and make sure we don't make any more mistakes there while we quietly dewater the top area of Gubong. Okay. Now, for those who understand dewatering, it's not like dewatering a big South African mine, which is very deep and lots of power and energy has to go into. This is simply drilling a directional hole into the side of the mountain and draining the hill, basically. It's as simple as that. There's okay. Not rocket science.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for giving us that update, Colin Patterson, the CEO there of Bluebird Merchant Ventures, and hopefully we can catch up maybe towards the end of the summer, see where things are progressing across the business. But for now, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Mark. Have a good day.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.